Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Saturday evening or Sunday morning for those of you on the other side of the world. Hello, my Zen friends. So happy to have you here. Excited to see what messages come through from Spirit. So hello, hello, welcome, welcome. If you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. We have a great group of friends here, huge hearts, great senses of humor. So, welcome. We have room always for more wonderful people. So, thank you for being here. How the free readings work, real quick. We do go down in order, first come, first serve down the chat. There's no special list. The chat is it. You just put your question out there, or if you don't want to put your business out there, you can ask for a general reading. We'll pull 1 to 2 cards for those free readings. And if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange, prioritize those readings. I step outside of the free readings, I dive deeper, meaning I pull more cards for those too. So if you want a deeper reading, making or have them prioritized, making a donation of any kind will do that for you. You can use that super chat at the bottom or in the description box of the video. I do have my Venmo, my Cash App, my PayPal, and my Square. So whatever you would like to give from there is up to you, and we'll do that. After that, my YouTube channel members do get second priority for their free readings. You'll see their names in green with a little badge when they're in here. Um, and yeah, I think that was the big skinny there. Now I am about to push a little button here in a moment, which will give away 5 of my Zen Cricket YouTube channel memberships. YouTube gives me 10 on the first of every month, and today is the first, so I give 5 away this morning, and then I give a 5 in the evening session too. If you would like to be interested in being in the running for that, here's a link to a video that talks about how you can switch your setting to on to receive YouTube memberships, because you have to have that on to do that. I don't pick who. I'm glad I don't, because I'd have to choose between all of you, and that's like choosing a favorite tarot deck. They're all great. So it's YouTube and Spirit that choose that. I just push a little button. So we'll do that here in a moment if you'd like a chance to be able to do that. Um, and in the meantime, you know what? I was wondering why this is so bright. Hold on a sec. I think it reset to, whoa, there it goes. It's a little better. It's not as shoo, like I was looking into the sun. um, and so while we're waiting for that, do you like to let you know that with my Zen Cricket memberships, if you're interested in those, I do have the 2 levels. Zen Cricket is $2.99 a month. Praying Mantis is $7.99 a month. And they all get priority in these sessions. And sometimes I'm not able to get to all of the readings, but I always make sure to complete my donations and my YouTube channel memberships because it's part of their membership. Sundays are different. I always come back on later in the day to complete out all readings. I did complete all of them last night when I came back on, and then this morning session ran 5 hours. I know balance is important, but I did complete them all this morning. But it also gives you that ability where I will come back on Fridays and Saturdays to make sure I do complete all of the readings for my YouTube channel members too. In addition to that, we get together on Thursday nights, both groups together for 2, 3 hours, sometimes even longer, for free readings, for oracle readings, past life readings. We talk about astrology, whatever we want. And then in addition to that, my YouTube channel members also, they get advanced access to all the videos I put out. I have like new moon, full moon, and when the sun changes signs every month. We have Zen Gates, which are like 1 1 2 2 3 3. We have those each month. We have weekly Zen Byte videos that come on Friday mornings. They're little short videos that talk about how to maintain our Zen or come back to our Zen if we've been drawn out in the chaos of the world. Um, and then a monthly quest video too. We also have quarterly Equinox and Solstice readings, as well as the 2025 energy forecast. So, ton of free videos that offer things, but they do get advanced access to all those. In fact, I just want to share a couple here because we did have this morning the Zen Gate for 3 3 came out, which is in a couple days. So that's the Empress energy. I love that. It talk about the energy of it, and then we have a reading around it too. And then I talked about the Zen Bytes. Whoops, grabbed too much there. Simmer down. All right, there we go. And that was the one that came out yesterday. We also, the Pisces new moon was just a couple days ago. Hope you're enjoying that Pisces new moon energy. So powerful. And then I'll throw the quest of the Ocean Rider. The monthly quests have to do with our elements and discovering how to connect with our elemental spirit guides. We all as humans get 4 elemental and then one ethereal, which is like we call our guardian angel, which we'll talk about that in May. I'm excited for that. But all of those are available for free. But if you want advanced access, then of course you can become one of my Praying Mantis YouTube channel members, and we dive deeper. My Praying Mantis members, we have special sessions just for them on Friday and Saturday nights after these sessions, and then also Sunday afternoon too. So we go even more deep. It's a smaller group, so we dive deep. We really get to know each other more, and we truly become Zen friends. So I like that. Let's see, anything else about any of that. We do have, I had an announcement that I put out here that I was having the Crazy Zen Supercell for my birthday month of February. We had my personal recorded readings and my Hedge of Peace and Love at reduced pricing, and I extended it for the month of March. So we're going to have it for one more month on there. So if you would like that, then you can check that out as well. Yeah, I think that's the big announcements there. I talked this morning at the beginning of the session around the Venus retrograde that we're entering today, and we entered the pre-shadow of the Mercury retrograde. So if you want some good information on what that energy brings, it's within the first portion before I started readings in this morning's session. So I won't take everyone's time to talk about it again, but if you're interested, it's some good information. So you can do that. All right. So before we get into the readings, I'm going to push the little button and give away 5 new Zen Cricket memberships here. Let me just get to the area here. All right. So big deep breath, spirit, gift to 5 that you feel you want to gift them for this month. All right. And here it begins. Dun, 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 dun. So we've got Benzo, Amber Barber, Cherry Blossom, Lucky, hey Lucky, and Yadu Agarwe. I probably murdered that. My apologies. Let me just grab that real quick here from my records. And good. All right. Well, that was loud. All right. So we have that as live. We're good here. We're good here. All right. Very good. So I'm going to switch up. I was kind of called to use this Arcanus Animal Tarot for this session, maybe tomorrow's too. Just was really pictured them in my head. So I'm like, all right, let's find them. And they happen to be sitting on my shelf. I'm like, oh, there they are. So here we go. We're going to use those. I do have a few donations. So we do have, thank you, Amazing Grace, for your 3 questions via the CashApp. And then we'll jump into love is the most powerful or powerful force in the universe, right? So we'll go to yours next. All right, so let's shuffle these up. Let's get started. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. Beautiful, this reflective energies. I think we're just going to get used to having big emotional astrological energy this year. And we're just going to be like, yeah, a retrograde. I feel it. All right. You definitely are feeling the stuff, huh? I hear you. I hear you. We're um, definitely in that zone, right? All right. So let's dive into your first one here. Thank you for your multiple donations, Amazing Grace. I really appreciate those. So your first one is, how does your husband feel about you? This is the future husband, right? Because you're not married right now, right? Are you? So let's take a look here and see What energies come in here? And got those there. Yeah, the future, the husband of the future. Definitely not past life husbands. Ugh, no. Had enough of them. All right, let's take a look here. I just gotta love spirit. I just adore spirit. They're so on the ball all the time. So we got the lovers card on the bottom of the deck, just confirming, yeah, it's this important partnership. So very, very I just like how these are. It's like you almost don't see where one ends and one begins. They're just so joint at the hip in a positive way. And so I like that, starting off with that energy on the bottom. And then you have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant here, there's this um, teacher student energy that comes in with the Hierophant. And I don't mean like with between the two of you, you're not like, oh, I fell in love with my professor or something, or your spiritual teacher or anything like that. This is um, more so because we were wanting to know how they feel about you. You're like laughing. Um, they they have this energy of being a perpetual student, wanting to learn, wanting to grow, wanting to expand. And because that energy is like yours, they they really appreciate that about you. And I love this. I can like they have a flash of like just sitting at a coffee shop. It almost feels um, like a mom and pop diner, with the tables and the big bench seats, and you're sitting there just with coffee, just talking and talking and talking about things and having these great deep discussions. And they love that because after all the intimacy is done and after all the lovey-dovey partnership, relationship stuff, after all that becomes normal and going, really communication and conversations is what saves and grows relationships, right? So I love this about that, and they love that about you. So I like that. Let's see what else we have here. We got the 9 of Wands. So also this perseverance here. One side of this, very fiery. They like your fire. They like your the gusto. That's what they're calling it. The gusto. You got this gusto. And there's this they love this about you because um it's like it's a double-edged sword being very fiery and very passionate, right? So there's a lot of benefits to being passionate. Um like this 9 of Wands energy they were bringing in about never giving up, persevering. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. You can really um, persist and stand strong. But there's also the other side of it that if you're in a mood, if there is the energies are in alignment, um, you become a fire starter, right? And it's like, and they're like, "Ooh, don't mess with the dragon unless you want to get burned." And I like it that they appreciate that. They're like, "Hey, babe, one comes with the other. I would I'd much rather you be both than be dull or quiet and timid and that I have to drag things out of you." They also, I feel like they appreciate that they never have to wonder where they sit with you. You'll let them know, and they appreciate that. I feel like they either grew up on the East Coast or had parents or a lot of family from the East Coast because they're used to like the way they're saying abrasive, in your face truth. And that's the way they like it. The people that have fake, false, um, false, like they'll tell you one thing, but really feel other things. They like the truth and they are like, I just want to know where I stand. And they appreciate these are things they appreciate. And I love it because then you're like, I can just be me. I don't have to worry about, "Ooh," you know. They find out he's from New York. But and that's why I said it'd almost be like it maybe his family, like his mom or dad are from there. Like I have a friend of mine who's from Jersey, and but he moved here to Colorado, and so I met him when he was here. We worked together, and we became friends very fast because, like, one time we went to grab a bite to eat, and I'm all complaining about something at work, and I'm going, "Blah, blah, blah, and blah, da, 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 da," and he goes, "Can we stop the drama train? I think we're gonna wreck." And I'm like, "Arr!" And I loved it because I'm like, "Oh my god." I didn't realize how off I went and how I was off in the moment and off in the into all that stuff, but I appreciate that because 'cause I'm like, "Thank you," just blunt, blunt, and I would do the same for him. We'd go on hikes and walk, and we'd take turns. One weekend, he would, like, "Bleh," and throw up his life, and I'd be like, "Psh, psh, psh," and drop the truths, and he'd be like, all right," and then the next weekend, I'd be all, "Bleh," and he was like, "All right, let's drop some truths," but it was not out of malice or that, it was just truth and honesty, so refreshing. So, anyway, all that to say that's what he loves about you. You love the East Coast accent, right? And then you have the 8 of Wands, so 9 of Wands and 8 of Wands. Um, so the 8 of Wands, of course, there's more of that passion, that fire, but the 8 of Wands is also messages from spirit. So I have a feeling, we'll see here in the remaining few cards here. I feel like they're spiritually connected. It has to be part of your life, really. You can't be with someone who just thinks your spirituality and your gifts are neat or cute or a party trick or how fun, let's do tarot. And I'm like, who? So it's important that they be that and they appreciate this and they honor your gift of hearing from spirit with this 8 of Wands and the 5 of Wands. So, definitely, I wonder, have we talked about their zodiac sign? I feel like if they're not a fire sign, they've got a lot of fire in their chart because they're fireproof, and that's what you need. You need someone who's fireproof, not a little wuss. You need someone that can keep up and that can, dive into the heart of the sun and survive. That's what I feel with this 5 of Wands. They have this ability to stand in the eye of the storm and not be burnt. So I like that. Oh, too funny. All right. Yeah. So maybe Leo energy, because it rolls over the sun, so that would make sense. We got the strength card that's flowing underneath of all that, so we got some strong Leo energy. The 8 of Pentacles, I like it. They've done the work. They've went from apprentice to master. They've really looked and put in the blood, the sweat, the tears on themselves. So very mature energy. Not old, mature, very expanded. Um, like they don't have a whole lot of triggers and they know when to pick their battles. They know how to treat people and that. So I love that. And the 9 of Swords too. I feel like they've really faced their fears a lot. And excuse me, I feel like they grew up fast. And that's why they dealt with a lot of their stuff. You know, there's this energy that I'm feeling like um they reached some points in their life where they were like, um, I mean, it was kind of almost on the borderline of abusive, if not abusive, when they were growing up, to where they were like, I'm either going to go on a downward spiral and die, or I'm going to have to take control over my life and I'm going to reverse this. And they chose to live instead of die. And so they really faced a lot of that, a lot of that stuff when they were younger, and that's why they feel so mature, even though they're young. So I love that energy because, and they don't look at like uh, as of their childhood. I had an abusive childhood. They go, yeah, I had a rough childhood, but I'm very glad for it because it made me who I am today. And I know I chose my life. That's the kind of attitude and energy they have. It's like, ooh, Zen master. All right. What else? Couple more cards here. Ace of Wands. Like all this Wands energy. But they know they stand in their power and they know wherever they invest their energy is what grows and expands. And that's what they knew when they were younger. Was that kind of learned the hard way. When they focused on all the bad stuff, it got worse. When they were like, I've got to change things or I'm going to explode. And they just reversed it. And they realized when they focused on what they loved and gratitude and they really watched their energy. And I like that. So boom, boom. Yep. And then Aries energy with the Emperor. Very definitely a lot of fire here. I mean, so many cards here. I mean, what is this? One, two, three, four, five, 6 out of 10. 60% fire, right? But the Emperor is, someone who's really taken their life and chosen, got rid of all the thinking and the mindsets that were not supportive, or a lot of them anyway, and chose what they wanted for their life. And they put a plan together and they've been initiating it and putting action behind it. And I like that they've really made something of the like the lotus, right? That grew out of the mud, right? So I love that. All right, and then let's see here. We're gonna pull here. Yeah, we want the Ocean of Wisdom Oracle. I'm gonna go back and forth between the two of them here. What else do we have about how your husband feels about you? Your husband. That's funny. All right. Yeah, look, Guardian Star. Starfish. Guardian Star, Guardian of the Ocean, providing you with protection and strength. There's that strength card, Leo energy. Feel safe and peaceful. Wow. I love that because you do feel that way around them. I feel like they're, because of their inner strength, you just feel this protection. But I also feel like I feel like how they grew up, I feel like they're kind of a little bit strong on the outside too. You're like, my. But I feel like they're very, their presence is strong, their inner presence is strong, but their physical presence is strong too. So you're like, I feel safe. So I love that for you. Right. So that is for that one. Thank you again for that donation. So number two, we'll move on to that one. And any deceptive people from your past still watching you. I love that. Amazing Grace. It's like, my. All right. So, yeah, I know, right? Come on. Where you at? All right. So let's take a look here and see any deceptive people from your past keeping an eye on you. Let's see what they want you to know about these here. And they want that one here too. Okay. All right. I like this. The cards that came out, you got 1 card, 2 cards, 3 cards, 2 cards, 1 card. It's like this. Right. Um, sorry, let me just, my nose is running here. Better catch it. So the bottom of the deck, we have the 5 of swords, right? So the 5 of swords and the 2 of cups on the bottom. So, this would represent relationships with people where you had conflict before, with the 5 of swords, had disagreements, maybe even, may I say, arguments. Not fire starter. Too many people got too close to the cave entrance of the dragon entrance, have they? and, and caused a lot of noise. And they said, "You didn't heed the sign. Beware, do not enter. The dragon lives here." Oh, oh, they didn't listen. They got singed. So let's take a look here and see what they want you to know here. So you got the Ace of Wands. So here, yeah, here's the fire. Here's the energy that's there. And the Ace of Wands is a reminder. Whatever we focus on is what grows and expands. So if I focus in on the people, the deceptive people from our past that there was, disagreements and stuff with, I draw them or people similar or energy like that toward me. It's like, I love Will Ferrell. He's hilarious. He's so silly. But they asked him, they go, how can you, you get a lot of criticism about being so over the top silly and da 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 da. How do you feel about that? And he goes, I don't invest energy in all that um, the haters and the all that kind of stuff. He goes, I reserve all my energy for the people I love. And I was like, wow, obviously I remembered that and spirit's bringing it back to you, of course, but it's like, I love that. And that's the kind of energy. I'm not going to waste my energy on, I'm going to save energy for the things and the people I love. And I'm not going to waste it on the lower vibrational people. And I like that with the Ace of Wands. And it does show that there were sparks, that were there before. You have the Justice card here with the Emperor card. So the Justice card is about seeing things from a higher perspective, cutting away the small t truths. And the Emperor is about taking charge of where we're investing our energy, coming in here. So I do like this kind of leading up to your answer. I feel like they're kind of setting these, um, just kind of a precursor to answering those. But they're saying, yeah, when we realize that everyone's a mirror for us, they show us what we want to see about ourselves, whether through example, like someone's doing something, like if someone's being deceptive, that's a mirror for me to kind of look at and go, how am I deceiving myself? What thoughts of my own are deceiving me? And then also, how am I being deceptive? Is there something that I'm not saying the truth? Is there something that I'm hiding? Am I not speaking my truth? Maybe it's not that I'm hiding something. Maybe it's I'm staying silent instead of sharing how I'm feeling. And then I explode later, right? Brah! All the 50 things I've been wanting to I say them all at once instead of one at a time here and there in love. I say 50 things out of anger and frustration, but, I like this mirroring that they're bringing in here and just the understanding of, you know, are they still watching me? Let's see what the 3 cards I feel like we're gonna start to answer your question now that they've kinda set the scene, that's here. Yeah, we got some people hanging around looking at you from a distance. This is someone hanging up in a tree watching you. So they are watching you, deceptive people. But let's see what kind of energy is around this here. Yeah, 10 of Wands. Lot of burden, a lot of energy that they invest in watching your life and judging your life and uh but this is all about them, right? Because their actions towards you are about their actions toward themselves, right? So there is this, it's like, wow, they're stressed out. They're because they're in fear. That's where all this energy is coming from, is from fear. They feel unsafe and out of control, so they've gotta try to control things in whatever way they feel they can in the outside world, and you realize, "Wow, they're investing a lot of energy in watching me." The Knight of Pentacles, yeah, it's the slowest moving knight out of them all, and this is because, people don't change from the outside in. We all change from the inside out. So their hearts haven't changed, so their actions don't change. at least quickly. I feel like it's slowly they're realizing all this burden, all this stress. They are in transformation and they're learning a lot about themselves, right? They're on their own journey. And when we realize that a lot of everyone else's actions have little to do with us at all, it's all about a reflection of how they feel about themselves and what they're going through. It has nothing to do with us, right? We're just like happen to be nearby when the little monkey is throwing poo and we get hit by it. It wasn't personal. They just monkeys throw poo. When humans are in that fear mode, they do stupid things, um, like deceive and just unloving, uncompassionate, unintelligent things, because we're basically 2 year olds with our pet hissing cat. Um, Reacting when we're in fear. And 2 year olds don't know a whole lot and they do stupid stuff, like hit another child over the head with their Tonka toy truck and give them a concussion, when they just, I wanted to play with all my toys, mine. And you're just like, wow. So people do act childish when they're in fear. And it explains a lot because they're not of their in their human adult mind, they're in their animalistic reactive mind. So some things to be aware of with that. I do feel like some of them are watching, but it's good because it's helping them stress out, which is nice. Because it's allowing them, that's their growing pains. That's how they're going to change. That's how they're going to transform. So let them watch. Watch away. All right. And then we're three, we're going down to two, down to one. Let's see where this is leading here. Yeah. King of Cups, balance between head and heart. I like this energy. It's helped you do this. Nine of Wands. Here is that perseverance. So, we can look at this. I feel like Spirit is saying, these deceptive people, um, we can kind of reframe it a little bit where they're not deceptive people. They're people who, out of fear, deceived. But they're not deceptive people. That's like branding them with they are deceptive people when really they are, um, just someone, a human uh, who is a human character, but a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being is the actor behind that character, every single one of them. And they merely were reflecting, that out of fear, they did some deceptive acts. But that doesn't mean they're deceptive. They just conducted deceptive acts for the sake of the journey. And we can transform it a bit to where with this King of Cups and this Nine of Wands, they're basically saying that I can change this from like that these people were doing this to me to go, okay, why did I want this to happen for me? I drew this into my life. I invited these people into my life before I came down here and said, at this time in my life, can you guys do this? Sure, we can do that for you. As long as you allow us to watch you and get stressed out and ignite our transformation, sure, watch away, because this King of Cups, it's taught you to balance your head and your heart. The Nine of Wands, it's their actions allowed you to learn your strength and your perseverance too. That's what this King of Cups is about in the Nine of Wands, which brings you to the Seven of Wands. Yeah. So they've helped you in their own way with the Seven of Wands to be true to your authentic self, to not to learn not to dim your light, not to ask permission to shine, not need to defend yourself. They're teaching you this and you're learning this through these experiences with them, that I don't need to defend. I don't need to protect myself from them because I'm not going to let them do anything. I'm not going to let their actions define me. And I'm learning to just observe what they're doing and not react to it. I'm transforming my triggers, and they are the wonderful environment that has been for me to be able to learn this. So I like that for you. So hopefully that helps. And then for this, I do want to go to the Soul Symphony card deck for your fortune cookie. Let's see what we got here. Boom. Oh, I like this. The new boo. Happy place, seeing someone new, new love blossoms, enjoying each other. I like this because it's teaching you, when dealing with these other people, one, you appreciate people who are not, don't have those types of actions, right? Which again is something that you really appreciate it with your new boo. When they come around, is like, I appreciate the honesty that there is no deception. It's like, boom, here. They're like, hey, babe, look, my ex texted me trying to get back together with me. And they show you what they how they replied back. And it says, um, call blocked. And you're like, that's the perfect response, babe, that you didn't even respond. You didn't even feel like you needed to. You just cut it off and block their number, and you didn't even give them the time of day. And you're just like, I love you. So I love that energy. All right. Sorry, I'm just crunching my cough drop there. All right. So that was number 2. And then number 3, thank you again for all of your multiple donations. All right. So you want to know, who is Kay to you, and is she jealous of you? Duh. Who wouldn't be? Hello. Just kidding. We'll see what's going on here. All right. So let's see what's going on here. Who is she to you? Okay, we do with those. And then I feel like this is about the jealousy. Wow, okay. Well. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. Bottom of the deck, you do have the death card. And when we're asking like, who is someone to me, the death card is one of my cards of past life connections. So you definitely have had multiple lifetimes where you guys have been hanging out, playing different roles in each other's lives. The victim, the villain, the hero. Dun, dun, dun. So they just want you to know that there is purpose, and that's why I feel like they really stand out to you. The energy you pick up from them is more. That's what they want to, that's how they're saying it. The energy you feel from them is just more than you normally feel from other people. You're like, what is this? It just feels more. And it's because of all that past life energy and that bond that you guys have together for many lifetimes. We'll kind of see what role that they're playing in this lifetime for you here with these cards. So we'll take a look there. You got the 4 of Cups. So we got this emotional stability. And let's see here. I just need more information on here. Okay. So the World card here is the ending of one cycle, the beginning of a new adventure. Also a card of reincarnation, or, ending of a life and reborn into another life. And it's interesting here though with these two. I feel like a part of their purpose here is to help you develop and go to new levels emotionally. Like uh kind of like these deceptive people in a way, but not in that kind of dark villainous energy. This is like the 4 of Cups can represent emotional stagnancy, where you're ready to go and have new challenges come in to challenge more emotional triggers so that you can transform those and that they won't impact you going forward. It's like, a gift in a way, that when we have these individuals that show up, they help us face those things and release those things, right? So I feel like this is gonna part of what they're here to do is to help rattle, like push buttons, but I don't feel like they're pushing buttons intentionally. Like, I'm gonna go do this today. I just feel like they're oblivious a little bit. Like they don't realize when you tell someone that in that way, you kinda just dissed them. They're like, "What? Whatever," I just feel like they're not emotionally intelligent because they haven't had to be. They just have always just been able to say and do whatever they want, so they don't realize their impact and the consequences that will hit them when they do that to people, right? So I feel like that's part of the journey here. Yeah, and here is this in a way, they are a teacher, about your self-love here. So but they're not a teacher as far as, like, a wise guru teaching you how to find self-love. They're more "This is ho what not having self-love looks like." And it's her journey, she know I mean, her higher self knows, They're like, "I know. I chose to mature late so that I could be such a wonderful character in a lot of people's improv plays, and the stuff that comes out of my mouth." So, interesting, but it is designed to be a teacher here. Yeah, and they are helping you here with the 2 of swords to help you get out of your head and into your heart. So they're also those are the triggers that they're helping you dismantle through being it's like they're a hacker that's hired to try to break into companies' security systems so they could see where they need to alter things to keep them from getting breaking in. That's interesting. So hopefully that resonates on that side for you there. But let's see. Let's dive into the are they jealous of you here with these other cards. So the big one is the 5 of wands, which is drama, drama queen. um so jealousy, the root of jealousy is our insecurity, right? If I'm jealous of someone else, it's because I feel I'm lacking and I'm comparing myself to someone else. That would be a yes, right? And I think with what we've talked about already, it's obvious that they didn't have a whole lot of reinforcement. That's why they don't have emotional intelligence. I feel like they just wandered in their life and they didn't have any great examples to learn from. And in fact, I feel like if you know them, their family, you might recognize that they're 10 times extreme from her, and so she's really made a substantial change with the environment she grew up in. But still in comparison, I know, but in comparison to them, it's like, well, you know what? That's pretty impressive, that they've learned as much as they've had and that they're very different. But I do feel like there's that, security, that insecurity. 9 of cups. Yep, there's a bit of jealousy that comes in here. Um, and the 9 of cups is like a dream come true, and I feel like they kinda look at your life and go, "I wish I would have had your life." That's coming in there too. You feel like that? So definitely there, the Knight of Cups, this is the pursuit of their own self-love, and so they do when they look at you, we can't help what other people see when they look at us, right? Because every one of us doesn't see the world as it actually is, even ourselves. We see the world through our eyes, right? We see the world as we are, not as it really is. And so when she's looking, out at everything going on, she just sees everyone else higher and her lower because that's the kind of life she had growing up, right? So there is that jealousy. You got the 6 of wands, which is this energy of it is a like a victory, but it's about, usually there'll be like one person on a horse and everyone else is around cheering. That's how they see you, and that's how because that's like they feel like you're elevated and they would like to be up there where you're at, as well. So there is that. And the Knight of Wands, there is this with both of these Knight of Cups and Knight of Wands, they really do have they're on their own quest to try to step into their own power and find their own self-love. And so the mirror that you're reflecting back to them is reflecting back to them how low they feel about themselves. And in their mind, they think that you are looking down on them because they're looking down on themselves. So there is a little bit of that, but there is a lot of that. I wish I had your life. Um, in fact, because of their growing up, they feel like if they would have grown up an orphan, that they would have been better off. So there's a little bit of jealousy that comes in with that as well. Wow, right? You're like, dang. But so understanding where they're coming from, every moment is of unconditional love. It's either an expression of unconditional love or a cry out for unconditional love. And so she's definitely crying out for love because she doesn't find very much love from herself. So hopefully that sheds some light on who they are and maybe ignite a little bit of compassion inside of us for her, because we're like, oh, boo 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 boo. Her jealousy and her actions are not about you. They're a reflection of how she feels about her, right? Let's see the Ocean of Wisdom card here. Look at sea turtles. Beautiful, beautiful sea turtles. And it says, navigate life's challenges with patience and grace, trusting that slow and steady progress leads to success. I like that. Just knowing that when things go slow and these things come into our life, that they're all showing us ways that we can release things so that we can raise our love vibration. It's all showing us what we want to see about ourselves. Life truly is all about us. All right. So that's what they have for you. So thank you again, Amazing Grace, for your multiple donations. I appreciate that. Much love to you. All right, then we have one more donation that is in here. So, love, the most powerful force in the universe. Thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like and celebrate your third super on live stream. So, thank you. I think most of those were, if not all, were for me. So, thank you. I really appreciate that. So, you'd like to know E-Tag's recent thoughts about you. All right. So, let's take a look here. Let's see what we got going on. What we got going on. What are their thoughts here? So, what are E-Tag's recent thoughts about you? she's been tripping. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. So, at the bottom of the deck, we do have the King of Cups coming in here. The King of Cups does represent like they see you as someone who is very compatible because the King of Cups rolls over the emotional suit with the Queen, but all the kings get a second portion of swords, thinking. So it's a great balance between head and heart that's coming in here. And they see you as someone, and that's one of my compatibility cards, which is like, wow, you're someone that's very balanced. I feel like you're someone that I could really mesh with and that we would be very good for one another. And so I feel like they have these thoughts that, you are a good fit. However, I know, just bruddaZEN, leave it there. No, sorry. Because we got the underneath that card, the Hermit and the Ace of Cups, and there's this energy here of they feel this way, but they also have this hermity, introverted, withdrawn kind of energy about them, and that has to do with that Ace of Cups, which is their self-love. The cup is not full. It's, you know, pretty empty on the bottom. And that's what keeps them from acting on those energies. Let's see. That was on the bottom of the deck. Let's see what else they want to clarify with this here too. Yeah. So they do see here they have the Eight of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is one of my relationship cards, and the Eight of Pentacles is about putting in blood, sweat, and tears to be able to move forward into that. And it's kind of a double-edged sword with them because they feel like, um, that's obtainable. I can get to that. It just will take a lot of work. And on the other hand, they're like, "Oh my god, it's gonna take a lot of work for me to get there." You know? And so they're kind of going, "Do I wanna do that much work?" You know? Because to get something that you feel is so priceless, it takes a lot of work to get it. And sometimes we'll just be so tired and so full of fear that I'm not gonna be able to get to the point where I deserve that. I'll settle for an imitation. And, it's like instead of, buying a diamond and working hard to pay $100,000 for this diamond, you'll buy a little, what's it called? Cubic zirconia or whatever, you know, the same one for 10 bucks, it's an imitation. I'll take that instead. It's like, but it's not really the diamond. Oh, I can pretend, and that's the little double-edged sword that they go back and forth on. Interesting. Let's see what else their thoughts are here. We do have the 2 of Pentacles, which is that going back and forth here. And they have the Strength card, which is like trying to find the courage to choose, um, you know, the diamond and to go, I have to go all in if I'm gonna go in, but I'm not sure. They're like, well, do I? Don't. It's like jumping off of a, if you ever, like when I was a kid, they had those, it seemed a lot bigger because we were kids, but that big, 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 big platform diving board. And you're up there and you're just like, oh my God. And you have to get up the thing. And finally the lifeguard goes, you either have to jump, you need to get off here. Cause I was letting other people go in front of me because I was trying to get my courage up. And they were like, "You either have to go all the way back down those stairs, um, or, that's the way down." And finally, I just was like, "Go!" And I went and did it, but it takes that courage to go for it, right? And that's why I feel like they're in that pivotal point with that 2 of Pentacles kinda going back and forth with that too. Yeah. And they have the 8 of Swords. They are working on their thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have made them feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted, and those fears that um, were created because of this 5 of Cups. The other disappointments and sorrows and heartache that they felt in the past, they don't want that repeated. They don't want to feel like a disappointment. Like I feel like they were told when they were younger, even from parents. They don't want to repeat that, and so that's what's keeping them from acting on it. That comes back to that hermit energy. But they definitely feel like you're a good, like a diamond, right? Yeah, and the Empress too. Someone who is true to themselves, Mother Nature, Nurture, creative, sensual. So they've got all this here, but the obstacle that pops in is those old beliefs and those old mindsets that keep them from, going, what if I invest all this and then I fall short and I fall flat on my face? Everyone's going to laugh at me like they laughed at me before. People are going to ridicule me. Um, and so that's the kind of energy that is there. It's good to understand that because we realize all their actions or non-actions aren't about me. They think you're like, wow. But it's almost like um, you're you're on the verge of being like whether you're out of my league, you're too good for me. I can't obtain that, kind of stuff. So hopefully that makes sense. And then let's pull here for your fortune cookie from the Soul Symphony card. Okay, there it is. What do they have here? Interesting. Well, we got the twin flame energy coming in here. Shared feelings, mirrored emotions, your other half, reflection of soul. So definitely you guys are come across each other to show each other things here. And I don't agree with the other half because we're not a half of a person. We're a whole person. It's someone who's a big mirror for you and you for them. And and I feel like what we were talking about now is the mirror that you are for them to show them about themselves and Um, I like the 8 of Swords that they got on there, though, which means they're working on it, working on overcoming that, but I don't feel like it's gonna, like, happen tomorrow or next month or 2 months or 3 months. I feel like more it's 6 months of seeing any kind of evolution on their part where they feel like they can move forward, kind of energy, if that makes sense. All right. So that's what they have for you, love. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. All right. And then I had a couple for Nelia pop in. Hey, Nelia. And Happy Pill, hello. Sorry I didn't greet you when you came in here, one of my YouTube channel members. and so, Nelia, thank you for your first little sunglass emoji. And for your donation, want to know anyone or anything coming towards you and anything you need to know about them. All right. Let's take a look here or around the situation. Okay. I'm just going to take a quick sip here. Trying to drink more and hydrate more. But I get talking and I get lost, and then I realize 5 hours later I haven't drank anything. So let's take a look here, Nelia. Anyone, anything heading towards you, and what, oh, what do you need to know? All right. So let's see what we got going on here. Let me just scooch these things around here. There. Bottom of the deck, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles would tell me, because that's like the Hermit card for me, 9 being the Hermit in the Major Arcana, and Pentacles being the outside world. It's being the lone wolf, the lone puppy dog. So it tell me here that there's no one coming towards you right now in this moment based on current energies. But there is this energy of independence around that. And that is something that is headed towards you because it is about abundance and financial independence and that type of energy coming in there. So you definitely have this, um, something that's making you feel secure and being independent, which means it's not because of what someone else is doing for you. It's something that you're doing for you. I like that. Let's see. That's the bottom of the deck. So let's see what the other cards say here. Yeah. So this is with this independence with the Lover's card and the Knight of Swords. This has to do with a change of mindset and how you look at what relationships mean and what they have to be. So the Knight of Swords, they are on a quest to see things from a higher perspective, a different perspective. And that's what I feel coming in here with this. This is about that. Okay. I don't need someone to make me feel complete and whole. I can be independently feel whole and complete. And then what someone brings to me is above and beyond extra, not, you know, um, I'm not looking for them for my fulfillment. They're just dessert. They're bringing me dessert. I already have the full meal inside of me. So this is that interesting energy coming in, especially when we talked about that right now there's not someone coming towards you because this is what you're learning is you're readjusting your mindset around relationship. I like this independence feeling here. What else? Yep. And you have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is one of those cards of, the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. So patience and kind of like the Knight of Pentacles where things are slowly unfolding. Well, that happens to allow you to face these Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is like it's the nightmare and insomnia card, but it represents the expectations that we have around things, around, you know, like if I had to make a list and go, things that have to happen in my life and who I need to be in order to be deemed worthy of love and acceptable and a success. And then we write those things down and then we question those things. And that's what's kind of happening here is the questioning of that those mindsets because they're lies, they're not true. We're perfect and whole and 100% unconditionally loved and acceptable right now, even before we came down here, without doing anything. We already were, but it's these stories that get implanted when we're growing up that kind of make things fuzzy, where we're like, "Wait a minute, no, there are these rules." And they're like, "No, that's you know, it's like trying to find what are our company rules, and you're like, "Well, here they are." Like, "No, no, that's from the company next door. Did you pick this up outside?" "Yeah, it was a flyer." "Oh, well, that's not ours. That's the next door." "Oh, okay. So we don't have any of these rules." "No." It's like realizing these were something someone picked up and just thought they were our rules, and they're not, right? So there's a lot of this freedom that's coming in here for you. Yes, and here we go, the Empress. Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, being true to yourself. It's interesting, the Empress, when you're looking at the progression of the major arcana, the Empress is number 3. What happens after her is the Emperor, who is basically like the government, police or whatever, where they're putting down rules so that everyone can live so close together. Because when, long, 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 long time ago, thousands and thousands and millennium, when there was tribes all scattered everywhere, they didn't run into each other. They didn't need rules to get along because they didn't even really bump into each other that much. But when you live where you open your window and there's the other person's windows and you're like, "Hey," you need to develop rules to make sure people don't, kill each other and we can get along with each other. Well, that's what the emperor does. The Hierophant, number 5, they do the same thing, but they're a spiritual leader. They do it over religions and spiritual rules, right? But the empress, she's before all that. She's running naked through the forest saying, "Screw all your rules. I don't have to obey anything. I came first." And she's going by nature, not by, you know, um, the patriarch. So this is that freedom, and this is what you're learning right now, and this is what's coming towards you is this realization that I don't need anyone or anything else to complete me. I am free to be me, and I like that kind of energy here for you. Yeah. So you have the world card, which is an ending of a major cycle, beginning of new adventure. So you're reaching this pivotal point that you're ending that old cycle and you're beginning this adventure. And what I love about that is when you go to the zero card, zero expectations, right? You go to the full card, the zero, and start all over. The world card, of course, being the last card in the major arcana. You start the journey all over, but it's free. It's like a little child who doesn't have any rules yet, and they're just like, the world is full of all possibilities. They haven't been brainwashed with the no, no, no stuff yet, right? So there is this freedom that comes in here for you. Yeah. And then the chariot, victory, movement, the power of your choice coming in here. So this is important. I know it seems like, well, I'd like like a specific event or specific thing, but this is just going to be multiple things that are pointing you to this in your life of these things don't please me. These things don't make sense for me anymore. And you're releasing all this stuff and you're allowing yourself the freedom to be here right now in this moment as you are without this drive that you need to become something more, something different, something better. It's like you're realizing I'm perfectly 100% lovable and acceptable right now. I don't have to do anything. But now what do I want to do? Because I want to transform and experience new things, not to be better, but to be different. I want to try something different. And it's freeing, right? So I love that. So let's see what your fortune cookie is for that one. All right. For this, you've got anchor. Dun dun dun. Which says, anchor yourself in strength and resilience, finding stability amidst life's ever changing tides. Yeah. Becoming you. And we talk about that where when we define ourselves by the outside world, we feel unstable because all the outside world is unstable. But once we anchor that within our own self, that eternal unconditional love, then we feel stable, we feel anchored, and the rest of the world can feel unstable, but we feel solid. So I love that. Right. So that's what they have for your first one. Thank you for that one again. And for number two, you would like the pros and cons on sending an Apple card, a general on that. All right, let's take a look here. So thank you for that in your emoji, the swirly, crazy eyes. All right. Maybe I should just take a sip after each reading. Just form a new habit. Let's see how well we'll do. You guys will start posting, drink, drink, drink. Chug, chug, chug. Okay. So the pros and the cons. So the pros, uh, the so the higher vibrational energy that you'll get from sending that, and then what lower vibrational result could happen with sending that. Okay. So let's see what we got here. So what are the pros here? All right. It's interesting because the first card that came out here, you have the 10 of Wands, which is, it brings you awareness on where you're investing your energy, but it's the ending of investing energy and a new beginning. It's almost like it will help you reset your energy. So if you send them a card, then you're like, okay, I feel like I've done something. I feel like I've done something to help. Now I can release myself. So you have some like energetic release. Like, okay, it's like I feel like maybe your heart is heavy because they're going through something and you want to like, well, let me give them that. That will help them and then I'll feel better and I can release this because when we see someone in need and our heart aches for them, it's because we feel like helpless, like, I feel like I wanna help them, but I don't know what to do. And then we do something in the physical world that helps that physical action helps release that spiritual, emotional energy. So I feel like that helps there. It also I feel like it'll ease your mind. The 9 of Swords, the nightmare and insomnia card, I feel like, again, this carryingness, it'll bring you some relief from your mind. You're just like, "Okay, I did something to help. So now relax brain," kind of thing. Also temperance. There is this patience and this balance. It's interesting because I feel like it'll allow them it bides you time. Why does it bide you time? That's what they're saying here. Okay, so it gives you a little more time. Like, it's like, well, this will put a Band-Aid on the gaping wound for now. It'll at least stop the bleeding for a moment until they rip their stitches and then they start bleeding all over again, but at least this will do for now. That's the kind of energy that's coming in here. The Knight of Wands, yeah, this is like a fast action that can solve some quick problems now kind of energy. So I feel like those are some positives that come in there. If that it almost verges on not being positive, right? But it's like this will give you relief. It'll help you, and that is a positive. Now, the lower vibrational possible impacts of giving them this Apple card is, I like that, the Fool card. Let's see, you got these three cards came out together: the Fool card, the Six of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. Now, these three coming together, I'm getting this energy, and it's an interesting combination because that little victory is like, "Oh, good. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to change. I'm like, "Oh, good. So I can continue down the same path again," the Fool card. I can, good. Well, thank you for doing that. Um, so I feel like it might end up being like a crutch if that's, to where they're not learning to stand on their own, um, especially if it's habitually you help bail them out or people help bail them out, then they won't change their behavior. They won't learn to budget. They won't learn to do some things, if that makes sense, with those coming in. Yeah, and the Two of Swords with the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is like the stagnancy, um, the boredom. It doesn't allow them to grow. Then they don't have. It's like they don't learn this conflict resolution with the Two of Swords because I feel like maybe people keep bailing them out of situations, which we know when people are really um, trying, right? And they just get hit with a lot of bad luck or a lot of things that happen in their life. There's no such thing as bad luck, but they get hit with so many circumstances, like they really are trying. And I can see it. It's like we look at it and we go, it's almost unfair. You've been trying so hard, and then this hit you, and then that hit you, and then that hit you. You're like, you didn't ask for any of that stuff. So that's when I tend to help people, or I helped people in the past. Um, when I'm like, "All right, yeah." But then when it's the same person ending up in the same situation over and over and over again, I'm like, "No, I can't help you this time." And, because they're not learning, they're not changing, they're just living off of other people. And that I'm not saying that they're doing that, but that's kind of the lower vibration that can happen from that. All right, so hopefully that gives you some guidance there. Let's see what your fortune cookie says for that one here. Okay, here it is. And we got decisions, decisions, decisions. Was that a magic 8 ball they're holding to their head? Holding back, coming towards you, indecisive and procrastinating. Yeah. So that there is this decision, right, that you need to make. And I just usually will say, close your eyes and open your heart, and what does it tell you? You know? It's like, yeah, I want to give that to them. And then, you know, you can decide if they ever need help again to go, do I want to continue to do this or not? Maybe next time it's like, and you don't have to tell them, this is the last time, you know, just like you give freely from your heart or you don't give. But don't give out an obligation. Give from your heart because you want to, not because you feel you have to. So that's what the message they have for that for you, Nelia. So many blessings to you. And then for your third one, thank you so much for that with your heart eyes emoji. Any new messages regarding your true love? When, where, what, how, etc. General. All right, let's take a look here. So of course we kind of looked at, the any one. We kind of touched on it a bit on your first question, but we'll see anything else they want you to know. All right. Oh, sip. See, drink, drink, drink. All right. So, um, and when we're talking about true love, we know that you are your own true love, but for the human, that could be your what do we call it? Your soul partner that you'd be with the rest of your life. That's what we're talking about. So the when, the where, okay, the what, the what, what about love? All right. And then the how, and then what else they want you to know? Boom. Oh, and that one. And that one. Okay. Okay. And one more. All right. Okay. So bottom of the deck tells, oh my gosh, the bottom of the deck, you've got the Six of Cups and the Lover's card. Um, and then the Page of Cups too, which is about, a heightened love. But the Six of Cups is about past life connections and the Lover's card. So this is, your soul partner. And you do have a fated relationship, it appears here with that 6 of Cups, um, because when you meet them, you'll know who they are. You will, um, that comfort level. I usually say that, they'll glow in the dark. They'll have a rainbow shooting out of their butt, and you're like, "Oh, there they are." 'Cause of the draw, the familiarity, the comfortability, the recognition of each other, like, "I know you I gotta know you from somewhere. You seem so familiar to me." They might say you look familiar to me, but it's more you seem familiar to me would be more accurate, and, it's because you guys have had several lifetimes, multiple lifetimes together. So let's take a look here. When will this happen? Wheel of Fortune. Wow, okay. So you got the World card and the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune's number 10, which is endings and beginnings. The World card is endings and beginnings. And I feel like there's going to be two opportunities that you bump into them here. As far as the when, I feel like you'll have many different opportunities, but the when that they're really giving you these benchmark periods of time to be aware it's when it's happening. It's like in the olden days before GPS, when you would give people directions, you go, so you're going to pass the Kentucky Fried Chicken, and then 3 streets after that, you'll see a McDonald's. You're going to turn right, take a left right after the McDonald's. It's identifying those things. That's how they're describing it in my head. So I just had to share that. That's funny. But with both of these, it's significant endings and beginnings that happen in your life. Either you're moving somewhere, changing companies, changing departments. It's a significant change that you're making in your life. And after each one of them is a possibility of when you'd meet them. Um, so, you know, it could be, but it's a significant change that happens in your life. Significant endings. It can even be with someone passing in your life, as well. Don't go knocking people out so that you can meet them. Don't do it, Nelia, don't do it. They said, no. So, but it's about, um, significant endings, and right after is when you meet them. So it might happen like an ending and then you meet them in an ending and you bump into them again kind of thing, or it can even be like, um, you know, yeah, along those lines. I feel so. So let's see here. That was the when and the where. We have here the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands for me, this energy is bringing in groups. And so there is gatherings. There is where you it's a gathering of friends and family kind of thing. So it could be like a funeral and then a celebration of some kind too. But it's like there's because an ending and a significant ending and beginning can be like you know, um, a positive ending with a positive new beginning, kind of thing too. But with the 5 of Wands, it is that you meet it with around groups of friends or family. I feel like it's more friends, more so than family, but some of it feels mixed too. Like one of them might be a joint thing where they're friends and family, and one of them is just friends. So that's what's coming in there. And then the what? What else do they want you to know here? Yeah, and this kind of is what we had in your first reading, the 9 of Pentacles. That is what we got, the actual card, I think. And the Temperance is the slow unfolding that it's coming here. So what do they want you to know? Well, timing, kinda taken, it's time here because you are learning a lot and transforming, through this to prepare you for it. So, you know, see reading number 1 is what they're saying. And then the how, etcetera. Yeah. And the how they're kinda bringing it back here to that. We've got the 10 of Wands, which is a burden that is released. It's a significant ending. And the King of Pentacles is like an abundant time that comes in too. So, we got that energy here of, again, going back to that significant endings and beginnings. One feels like the ending of something leaving your life, and the other one feels like a positive beginning of something else. So that's kind of how that goes in. And then what else do they want you to know here? Let's see what we got here. What about all of this? All right. Yeah. So you do have the Hierophant is bringing you a lot of capital T truths around relationships. You're learning a lot about your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve you anymore regarding relationships. And so you're in the process here of releasing a lot of those things. Some of them have to do with those energies of overgiving and having fallen into codependent relationships in the past. Being the overgiver, attracting enablers who are takers, and you end up in parent-child relationship instead of two adults. Does that sound familiar? It does to me. That was my life. But you do have this, um, you're learning this balance and this new opportunity. It's preparing you all for that, when you reach that. So, when they're talking about this love and those directions, they're just, continuing in that. And all of these pentacles, my gosh. Five of Pentacles is also questioning the beliefs about, lack and fear of not having enough or being enough or falling short, and those, things as well. But yeah, you have the Queen of Pentacles coming in here. So this is a time of Mother Nature, Mother Nurture to really uh, review all these emotions that you've been feeling and experiencing so that you can be prepared for that. So there is that period of time that we have, and it's always happening for us. Sorry, there's so many cards. I'm not going to put those in manually. I'm just going to shuffle. But it is it is for you, um, that the delays are happening, and this period of time for that. Okay, and let's see what your Ocean of Wisdom's fortune cookie says here. Okay, there it is. And you've got the Coral Sanctuaries. We'll go to fishies. Find strength in diversity and let the vibrant color of life's experience nourish your soul. Yeah, so this is the time that you're finding your strength, and you are that's that Mother Nature, Mother Nourish, nurture, nourishing yourself, and preparing for that. So I like that for you. Okay. Right. So that's what they have there for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your multiple donations. I'm so grateful. And then MBB 604, thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like here. And you'd like a general for love for the next 2 months. Absolutely. Shuffle one more time here. Got to take a sip. Finish the reading. All right. So let's take a look here. Let's split it out by month. So month number 1, tell us about love for month number 1. Okay. Okay. And then month number 2. All right. Oops, mouse went wild. Let me move it over here. Okay. So what do we have happening here? So the bottom of the deck, we do have the Hierophant showing himself here. The Hierophant is your higher self, bringing in some capital T truths around relationship and love here for you. So the next 2 months, yay, learning and growing, as is the human condition anyway, right? Not a surprise, especially this year. It's a huge year of growing pains, but growing. So we like that. So for month number 1, let's see what we have. So we have the Knight of Swords, which is movement of thought and belief and mindset, and the pursuit of seeing things from a different perspective and cutting away some of those old mindsets around supposed to be and should be and need to be that are around love. And there is movement of communication that comes in here too. Let's find out more about that. Three of Wands. This is with new information. You're changing direction in your life regarding love. Let's find out more about that. They just like stopped. I'm like, and okay, yeah, the tower. So there is something that gets removed out of your life in the month of March, this month, that opens up space and allows for something that's more in alignment with your higher self and your past. So some obstacles get removed out, some distractions that are distracting you from your uh, a love that's in alignment with who you are. So if there's been someone, maybe you have multiple like people interested um in maybe two. Let's just use two as an example. And one, you're just like, wow, I really, really like them. And this other one, I don't know, maybe they could be two. I really know them. I don't know them as well, but I feel like there's a lot of potential. But da da da, right? If this person gets removed out, the obstacle that's been kind of holding you back allows you to move forward, or vice versa. That one leaves your life and like, oh, well, that makes it a no brainer. I'm going to pursue this one 100%. Instead of split energies, I feel like whatever this happens, whatever situation unfolds for you this month, it really brings clarity to your path. Yeah, and the High Priestess. There is this energy of making sure that you do take time for yourself to breathe, to connect to your higher self, look behind the veil, dive into your own emotions, spending time with you, making yourself a priority during March, um, because it's really important to be in tune with your spiritual posse because they will guide you and help give you your spidey senses to go, I don't know about this, right? But I like this. There's this a lot of growth that comes from that. Yeah, you do have the Knight of Pentacles, so things seem to be moving slowly during March with the Knight of Pentacles. But whenever we get a patience card like that, it is happening to give us time to raise our own love vibration by questioning our thoughts and beliefs that don't serve us anymore, emotions that don't serve us anymore, and energy that doesn't serve us anymore, and things in our physical world too, to purge and clear things, to clear things out. And but the more we do that, the more energy we invest and the faster we do that, it also speeds things up, right? So a lot of the slowness happens to give us opportunity to do that so that those energies don't draw in things anymore that like doing what we've always done and getting what we've always gotten. We're like, no, I don't want that anymore. So it slows down so these things don't get drawn in fast, allows us to raise our low vibration. And these things don't match our vibration anymore. They drift away. We draw on things more in alignment. And I feel like that's a big piece of March here. The Five of Wands, it is a month of transformation of our energy, moving it from lower vibration to higher vibration. There also is something about groups of friends here with this. Yeah, and the Queen of Wands. So the Five of Wands and the Queen of Wands. I feel like there is this, the Queen of Wands is you stepping into your power and focusing during this month. So, but I still feel like with the Five of Wands, there still is at least group activities that you can get together with people. And that is um, part of the plan, part of the process, part of the unfolding, because it's through friendships I feel that love comes. And not like people hooking you up and trying to get you to whatever, but that you attend a party or a get together or a celebration, and it's there that you're at that you find that, right? Oh, I love that. So this is good, it's a good the foundation. It's yeah, that's a good word. Setting the foundation for what's about to come and build. So this month as you focus on you, getting a lot of things cleansed, raising your vibration, meeting friends, these are creating the connections where you're like, "Who's that?" "Oh, that's my cousin Earl." No, I'm just kidding. But it's like, "Oh, that's that'd be more like my cousin's friend, my cousin Earl's friend, Roberto or whoever." And you're like, "What? Oh, wow." And they're like, "Come here. Let me go into he's really fun. Let me introduce you. Hey, this is my friend. Oh, okay, where are you from? And then sparks, right? So let's see what February brings in here for you. So, not February, April. We just left February. Don't go back in the past. All right. So we got Ace of Wands. So it does feel here like April, April showers bring uh, passionate flowers. Well, the Ace of Wands is a spark. So that's when you're talking about the spark happens, right? So I feel like the spark happens in April. Yeah. Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords. So new communication coming in, new beginnings, a lot of energy here. Yeah, and you are this flow of letting go of the old thoughts, the old beliefs that, here, which is about, you know, um, letting go of the old thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, especially around love that made you feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted and less than, and was more of an obstacle. And and that's why in March, you're facing and releasing a lot of that, and the 8 is the flow of letting go of these things, and I just feel like it feels so different for you in April. You just feel like, "Wow," Yeah, you're free to be you, the Empress, creativity, birthing, sensuality. You're feeling comfortable in your body and allowing yourself this beautiful flow that comes with all this, and Empress energy is about, new birthing of things too. So all this new birthing really, comes in and, um, is being activated in April. What do we have here? Oh, right. Yeah. So you have the 9 of Wands and the Star card, the dream come true card. And the 9 of Wands is like the perseverance and the breaking through of the barriers. It's like, here comes like April, huge opportunities for this feeling of the dream come true has happened. And you're like, holy moly, who is this? This person. So I love that for you. Really like my new haircut. I cut it myself. Sometimes it looks really good. Sometimes it's a learning process. I used to shave my head. That was an easy thing to do. But when you leave hair, oh my gosh. But thank you so much. You're so kind. All right. So, and then let's take a look here. I feel like we want to go to the symphony, Soul Symphony card deck, and let's see what else they want you to know here. Wow, I love that for you. Yeah, just definitely some changes, right? So I like that. Yeah. So we have the searching coming in here. I like this change. Um, that this represents. It says thinking of you, profile creeping, blocked contact, profile searching. Because this is that the searching energy versus living and finding it. And I talk about every once in a while about the two different approaches to finding a relationship, right? One is treating it like you're a company and you're trying to hire someone to fill a position because I feel like I need to be with someone. I need someone to fill this vacant position in my life. So I'm taking applications, I'm running background checks, and I'm interviewing people, right, through dating. And that feels like work. It feels like, oh, am I going to have to fire this person? The other thing is when we're living life, like YOLO, right? You only live once. I'm going to go live my passions. I'm going to go meet people. I'm going to do things I love without the intention that I'm doing it to meet the love of my life. I am becoming the love of my life and I'm expressing my love of life in my life. and I'm doing things that I love and I enjoy. And while I'm out doing that, I bump into someone who's also doing that. And then that's when a spark happens and it's psh, and you're, bumping in each other, doing the things you love. So you have that in common and it expands and then it just organically unfolds, right? So I love that. I feel like that's what you have been leaving behind, that searching. You're like, I'm not searching anymore, more or less, right? Maybe a little bit, maybe you wonder a little bit. Otherwise, we wouldn't be asking questions around love, right? So we definitely have an interest of like, what's happening with that? What do you want me to know? What can I do? I'm still kind of curious, but it's not like a search. Like your passion isn't finding a lover, your passion is living life, and whatever happens is above and beyond extra, and that's when the sparks happen. So I love that for you. All right. So that is your message right now, MBB. So thank you again so much for your donation. I'm excited for you. And I feel like I feel like your mom wants to give you a card. She wants to say hello. So let's see, where are we going here? Where are we going? I was drawn to this one, so let's obey. I don't want to piss off your mom. She's like, "No, you don't." Now she's a very unconditionally loving being. I'm sure she was sweet, but you also didn't want to mess with her, I kind of feel like. So this is the Oracle of the Shadows and Light. So let's see what message she wants to bring you here. What does mom want to bring you here? All right there. That one. All right. I love it. I love her. Ghosts of the past. Woo! I've returned. The past returns for a time. That's funny. She's the ghost of Christmas past. So, so at a masquerade ball, you see a beautiful young woman who's taken off her mask. Wow, that is so I love that because it's like she's now a beautiful, um, young woman, and because she's taken off her mask. She's taken off her human mask, and so she's this beautiful, powerful, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. I like that. The second she did so, people from her past invaded her party. Some are teachers, some are friends, and others are people she'd rather not see again. One reminds her of being sick once, the other reminds her of many other challenging moments in her life. Why is this beauty surrounded by so many reminders at this present time? There we go. So she speaks to you. All about me are ghosts of the past. Come here, perhaps, so I can finally lay them to rest. I've taken off my mask, and I know who I am, while they are still wearing theirs, and still very much as I left them so long ago. It seems I must turn and face them and make peace with them, perhaps even going over some old grounds before I can move on to fresh fields. I have an urge to put my mask on and mingle with them as I was, but I will not. I will be who I am now and meet them without pretense and show them who I have become. I'm no longer afraid of the shadows in my past. I'm at peace with all that I have been and all that I am. I love that energy of that because she's like, um, I'm I'm not the character I was as your mom anymore, but I can come to you and put on the mask of your mom, but I also want to get to know you as I am now, this higher being, and I would like to get to know you that way, right? Yeah, right? And I felt that too, like, this is, like, her realizing, and recognizing that you're doing that as well, but I feel like in a personal note that she's, like, Um, I'm not that human character anymore. It's a part of me, but I want to get to know you in your human form as my higher self too, and we can. So I love that. And then I feel like this is the message that she just wants to make you aware of too, since she's, on the other side and she can see a lot. She's like, wink, wink. Shh, don't tell anyone I'm telling you this. She said, old friends, boyfriends, crushes, places, and situations, or reminders of them come up to remind you of either how far you've come or that there's still work to be done in areas you thought were long settled. We all have life themes and we all have challenges and patterns, but the trick is to move through them quickly and to learn from them permanently. These ghosts with masks are here to show you what or who needs an adjustment in your life. A clearing where you make peace with people you feel you may have wronged is in order. None of us is perfect. All of us need to forgive and to be forgiven. This is the cause of the indecision that you're now facing. The ghosts of the past are haunting you. It's judgment day, and you are more powerful than you know. The time for hiding who you are and pretending to be normal and just like everyone else is done. She's busting you out. Girl, you ain't normal. You know that. You don't have to pretend anymore. Be you. I love that. Oh, I love that. Too funny, and it very much is a lot of this energy is the energy of the Venus, went into its retrograde today, and it's been in its pre-shadow for a little bit, so that does can bring back people and reminders across our path so we can have resolution and stuff too, so I love that. So mama says hi, she's around you. Always, the moment she left her body, she's been by your side, of course, every second, and she can be around all of her loved ones at the same time. She goes, "I don't even have to share. I am so powerful as this higher being. I can be with everyone at the same time as if I'm 100% with everyone." And so she's there. So I love that. You are very welcome. Many blessings. All right. So I think that's it for my donations right now. So, next, let me look up here and see if I have any of my YouTube channel members for any of their free readings, and then we can jump into some free readings. I'm going to be on for about, what is it, 7:38, so about 20 more minutes. So we should be able to get through some, and we'll see how many I've left. If I don't finish them all, I may just come back on to finish them too, but we'll see. So, did those. So, Happy Pill. Spirit guides messages. Let's see what the spirit guides have for you. So happy pill, happy pill. All right. All righty. So, there's this interesting energy that's coming in here with this. Because the Seven of Swords is like a thievery type of card, a deceiver, a liar, um, that kind of energy. And the Justice card is about seeking justice in this energy, this combination. It's interesting. It's like, I hope that some people get what's coming to them. And it's interesting, they're the message is about forgiveness and about releasing some things. I know when I was in the Christian religion when I was younger, I was all about, because I had myself under the law. I was like, by golly, everyone else should get what's coming to them. And why aren't they getting their just stuff and spirit? That was the Holy Spirit, is how I perceived them then. Was like, well, do you want to have everything that comes back that you deserve to have happen to you too? And I'm like, oh, nope. Never mind. I release release everyone from that judgment. No, no, no. I do not want that to come back on me because it's like, oh, wait a minute. You're not excluded from that then. And I'm like, oh, okay. And there was a great awareness around that. to go, wow, that's true. We all do the best we can in the moment with what information we have and the energy that's around us. And of course, as we grow and learn through life, we may not do the same things again the same way. We'll alter it and alter it and alter it as we grow and learn through things. But everyone else does that too. And when we realize that no one wakes up with intentions to harm us or do anything against us, they're just trying to live their dream and follow their heart as much as they can with what knowledge they have and what they're seeing through their own eyes at the time. And we have no idea what's going on inside their noggins, as our humans anyway. And it's like, you know what? I release a lot of people, and I like this message. One of the beautiful ways that I heard forgiveness explained is for like me choosing to no longer be a vessel of pain because of someone else's actions or non-actions, their words or their silence. That I pour out my wrath, I pour out my pain, and that allows me to be an empty chalice that I can be a vessel of love, of unconditional love instead. And I like that for you here. I feel like there's some forgiving yourself, forgiving some other people, releasing some people and realizing, it's not forgiveness isn't for the other person, it's for us. I actually saw this guru, it was today or yesterday, on Instagram. I just love it because they're little short snippets, and he's saying, um, why forgive? If it's too much trouble, don't worry about forgiving. Why worry about it? Just, focus on what this person has done to you as much as you can every day, right up until you go to sleep. Maybe even have nightmares and dream about it. And first thing in the morning when you wake up, think about everything that they've done to you as well. And he goes, what kind of life are you having? And he basically was saying, that forgiving isn't for them, it is for you to release you from that kind of life. So forgive, release. It's better for you, and I'm like, oh, I love that. So that's what they have for you, Happy Pill. Right now, that's that message. So hopefully that helps. All right. So many blessings. And I think that is all of my YouTube channel members. Hey, Brenda. Thank you so much. I have a donation. We'll pop down there. So thank you for your donation and your happy face. Happy, happy, happy. So for tonight in love, you're going out. Ooh, aren't you a brave one? Let's take a look here. Is it like a date or you're going out and hanging out with friends? Sounds like you're going, or doesn't sound like it feels like you're going on a date. Hmm. Or you think you're going out. Because on the bottom of the deck, we got the tower card. Change of plans. The tower gets hit by lightning. Yay. Well, I mean that can mean that plans change suddenly. Suddenly plans change. Or like you guys are planning on going to go do something and you end up going to do something else instead, or going to a different place because the place is closed or packed, or something like that. But I feel like there's a change that happens in your plans tonight with the tower being on the bottom of the deck. Let's see what else we have here. Interesting energy with the high priestess and the nine of cups, because the high priestess is about kind of observing, stepping back into the temple, watching what's going on from a high. And the nine of cups is like dreams come true kind of energy. And when I'm feeling like what I'm seeing in the vision they're giving me is like I'm sitting at a table and someone's talking to me across the other way, and I almost feel like I'm in a dream where I'm watching what's happening, what's saying, and kind of like watching it on TV in a way, and going, okay, this is interesting. It's like you're having these conversations in your head with yourself and with spirit, and you're pausing, going, okay, did he just say what I think he said? This sounds familiar. And I just feel like you're comparing this experience to what your dream come true would be like. And I just feel like you're just going, "What's happening here?" Let's see what else we have here, because I just kind of feel like it's maybe not really matching up here. Yeah. The High Priestess is also about I don't know, the Nine of Cups is like a wish, and the High Priestess is like she goes, "I wish I was at home." Because you have the Four of Pentacles, which is the home card, and the Nine of Pentacles, which is about being at home alone. Um, and I kind of feel like there's almost like this, like, "Okay, what am I doing here?" This is the same old, almost it feels like. But let's see what these other cards bring in. But it just has this energy of going, I could be at home in my pajamas right now, which is funny. All right. Let's see what we have here. So you've got the Two of Wands, and then these two cards. What are we going on here? Yeah. So I feel like you're realizing here with this, whatever this individual or this person that you meet with, you're realizing that they've got a lot of emotional, I won't say emotional baggage, but a lot of emotion below the surface there. And the hanged man is that they're in this transformation. And and I just feel like this awareness is you're going, okay, so this feels like people that you've met in the past, and you're kind of just recognizing a pattern as you're sitting there. Interesting, right? Yeah. Because and then you have the Two of Swords too, which is a battle between your head and your heart. And the Six of Swords is about leaving behind old ways of thinking, um, old patterns, and moving into higher ways of thinking and movement with that Six of Swords. So there is a lot of reflection that happens, I feel, in this with going out tonight, and that you're realizing, and that battle between your head and your heart is like your heart wants to love and it wants to enjoy life and adventure. And the mind is where our habits and our patterns and all those rules of supposed to be and should be need to be, they all come in, and we look at all that and go, oh, okay, I need to, you're recognizing it though as you're sitting there, that it's an old pattern of, i I'm drawing in people who have a lot of emotional fears. I'm just trying to tap into the energy to see what this pattern is. You probably already know what it is anyway, but it's like, because you're like recognizing that, why do I keep ending up with the same person in someone else's body? And but it is a mirror for you, and all these people are trying to show you what you want to see about yourself, so that you can release yourself from this. But it's like, why do I keep drawing in these people that, are emotionally unavailable? Hmm. So it's something to think about as you're sitting there and you're like, bring me another glass of wine. I have some questions for you. And they're like, what? I need to understand, why are you not emotionally available? They're like, oh, dang. Just kidding. All right. So let's take a look here. What's your fortune cookie here? I know it's not the kind of the reading that I was hoping that they had for you. You've been going through so much growth. You're probably used to this by now, right? You're ready to switch things up and change things up. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, you got the manta rays, which says, find serenity in graceful movement and let life's currents carry you to new heights. So, a new direction, seeing things from a different perspective, a change of those things. And I think we've talked before about the difference between I talked about a little earlier about we can go about relationships in two ways, like finding a relationship, finding love. One is like, I feel like I have a vacant position that needs to be filled, like you're an employer or an HR and you're interviewing people to fill a position. And so you're like, I'm taking applications, I'm doing interviews, dating, right? I'm doing background checks and finding out who are these? Are they going to be good for this position, or am I going to have to end up firing them like I fired the other people I hired for these positions? The other is a completely different energy, which is it's about living life, living your passions, going out and doing what you love, enjoying life without intentions of meeting someone because you're enough for you. And you're like, I'm going to live my life. I'm going to live my passion. And then if I bump into someone, while I'm out living my passion and they're out living their passion and you have these commonalities, then you have this bond and you have the spark. And then a relationship is something that organically grows between the two of you. It's not the intention, it's a result. The other is the intention is to find someone, and the result is usually disappointing. We end up firing them or putting them on a written warning, disciplinary action, right? And not in a fun way. So hopefully that helps, Brenda. That's what they have for you tonight. So many blessings to you. And thank you again for your donation. Enjoy. All right. And then I did have one of my YouTube channel members pop in. Hey, Kelly. Hello, hello. Good to see you. So we'll jump to your free reading here. A general message from Light Source Consciousness for the next week. All right. Let's take a look here. What do they have here for you for the next week? All right. So this next week, we've got the Devil card and we've got the Two of Cups. Now, the Devil card is the shaking and the rattler that brings attention to our thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, our expectations, our small t truths rooted in fear. And this is specifically focused on the Two of Cups, which is relationships. Doesn't have to be about romantic relationships, but definitely can be. But it's also any relationships with family, with friends, um, with spirit, our higher self, whatever these beliefs and mindsets, these restrictive thoughts, being brought up, and they're being brought up so you can release them and bring a lot of clarity around your interactions, either with the humans in your life, the different types of humans, and you'll recognize them because there's triggers. When you feel disappointment or you feel any kind of self-talk that pops up that's about should, supposed to be, need to be, have to be, must be, or disappointment, right? Like I said, that's triggering and making us realize our expectations, the things that we're trying to control in other people, and the judgments we have, which we all grew up with. They're all bouncing around. And until we have them brought up and we transform them, they're usually bouncing around on their own. But the devil card, our shadow, is what brings them up for us so that we can release ourselves from us, and then that won't impact us in the future going forward. So I feel like this is they're letting you know that to be aware, because it's the relationship is the focus for you for this next week, and those belief systems that are there. And it could even be um, memories of interactions with people that can be reviewed and transformed too. Doesn't necessarily mean it has to be someone doing something that triggers. It could be something reminding us too, right? So that is what we have there for you. There, Kitty Kelly. So, so that's all the donations, all my YouTube channel memberships, and I'm about to head off to spend about an hour or so with my Praying Mantis members. Let me see here. I'm just going to take some screenshots. I think I have. I don't have a ton of free readings, so I think I will return back here. Let me just after I'm done. And then I will finish up all of the free readings too this evening. And Okay, there's another free reading. I'm just going to grab him here real quick just to get an idea of how many there are. That'll give anyone time to put your question down below, and I definitely will return and get you an answer this evening. Okay, here's another one. Grab that one here. And then that's loud. Buduk. Must have my volume turned up. And let's see. Oh, yeah. There's Olivier. Hey, Olivier. So we got yours here. And Harlem Love and Bluebird. And Diksha Dubé. Grabbing all you guys here. So we got those. Then we had all of Nelia's and MB. Oh, I almost went by your free reading there, Nelia. So let me grab that one. Okay. Those are MBs. All right. And then Jonathan. Okay, my goodness. You sure you want to know? We will. We'll grab that one. So it will be about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. It depends on how long we go. But I will return tonight and I'll finish out the free readings too. Um, in fact, I'll put a little note here. I don't know if anyone will look at the chat. I'm just going to put here. I completed all donations and YouTube channel member. Whoops. Member free readings, and will return to complete all the free readings this evening. All right. Hey, Maria. Yeah, you can PayPal. I am heading out, but you can PayPal, and because you'll put your questions in there, and then you'll be up first when I return this evening, and we'll dive deeper into yours. You know, free readings are 1 to 2 cards, but for your if you want more deeper, then you can definitely PayPal, or you can throw um, your free question down here too if you want. But I'm going to be leaving here in like 1 minute, so. But your PayPal, it doesn't matter. You can do that after I've left, and I'll take that. I'll complete that when I return, and you'll be up first with that. And then but I will return and complete all the free readings this evening because we don't have a ton that are left here. So I feel like I'll have enough energy to do that, even though my morning session was 5 hours. I say that all now. In an hour and a half, I might be like, "Oh man," but I'll 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 grab some hot tea or something, and we will make sure it happens. All right. So thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up and all the love. I'll be back tomorrow too at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Sundays, I always do come back on to complete all readings. So if you have additional questions, be sure to come back tomorrow and throw your question in the chat, and I'll make sure you get a message by the end of the day if I don't complete it in the 2 hours that I'm on in the morning. Before I go spend time with my Praying Mantis members. And I have a ton of free content too on my main page. In fact, real quick here, just want to make sure. We had the Zen Gate reading come out, which is for 3/3. We got the Empress energy that's coming in. And then we also had the Pisces new moon reading. So if you want some information and hear from Spirit, all of those have a reading in addition to usually some information that I share around the energies. And also the quest of the Ocean Rider. We have a quest each month to deal with an element and getting to know our elemental spirit guides. This one is the Knight of Water, the Ocean Rider. So it helps us. It provides a lot of information on how we can help transform and like tools for our emotional center as well. So if you're interested, those are all free. I have a ton of more content. If you go to the main page at the very top, it says new for 2025. It has all the playlists that we have available, and you can follow your heart and then find some more messages from spirit too. All righty. So, all right. Thank you, Maria. Your PayPal came through. I'll grab that. Just make sure I don't forget because you know how it is. Old man Zen. All right. So thank you guys so much. I shall return. Until then, remember every second of every day of our lives, we truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. And remember, have fun. Because what? Because why are we being so serious? All right. Love you guys. We'll see you soon.